Now as we leave Terminal 7, last passenger pickup there is 7G. We can go left or right here at the fork. If I go on the far right, I go back to departures. I stay on the top. If I go left right now, I can head out to Sepulveda, north or south, or I can go into the arrivals zone, right? So I'm going to jump right in at arrivals. Airport return far left. If I stay in the middle, I go to Century City. I can go to the 405. And now I want to go into the arrivals section, right? This, my friends, is a mess. So you got to sort of fight your way in here. There's a little stop street, and then you have to get in behind those cars. Not easy. And now it should move because we have a green light. I'm going to let this bus go ahead. That's nice of him. And then you have to really battle and get here. You're on the far left right now, so the inner curbside section is to your far right. We're coming up to arrivals of Southwest Airlines, and the bottom is just as bad as the top tonight, pretty much showing you worst case scenario tonight, where you're going to spend a lot of time battling it out with this traffic. So the bottom section, not for the Uber or Lyft drivers. This is more my area, private trips. If I do them, I come down here. I can do pickups and drop-offs down at arrivals. It's much easier. It's usually not as congested. Again, tonight is a super busy night, so no matter where you are tonight, whether you're upstairs or downstairs, you're going to be fighting it out with the traffic, right? But in front of me, that blue sign, to my immediate left, that structure there is parking structure for P7 for United, as well as Southwest Airlines. Now P7 United Airlines is right on the opposite side of the horseshoe, right? We're going into the horseshoe right now. The very end of the street, it'll curve around to our left. We go into the horseshoe, but we're several terminals away. So we have a green light. The trick here is to try and get across, because if you get stuck on this far left, you're dealing with the people that are trying to get into the parking lot. So if you can make this green light, then start working your way over. Not easy in this type of traffic, but you sort of have to muscle your way through, right? If you're right up front at the red light, it's a bit easier. When you pull off, you can immediately try and accelerate and get into that middle lane. But this is pretty much a battle. You can see those cars trying to come into that traffic. They're having a difficult time. Why? Because it's all closed up. So there'll be very few cars entering from these sides. On my left there, you saw one. You got a bus coming in there. It's really difficult to muscle your way in. But if you wanted to come into the arrival section, which is on the far right, it's that purple sign, you'd have to get all the way over, right? And there are only a few little entrances into the curbside area. It's not open. There's an island in the middle, and the reason for that is so that shuttle buses can pick up passengers. So the other big battle is finding those openings and trying to get in to curbside, right, around those shuttle buses. Green light should be coming up soon. Now the trick is just to really muscle your way in here. On my far right, you can see there's like a center island. That's where the shuttle buses pick up. And then let's let this bus in there, and then I'll go right afterwards. I'm trying to pretty much show you how to get into that inside curbside area. It's not easy. So it's a fight, my friends. And these buses and the shuttles will always win. Do not try and battle it out with them. They're bigger and they're not afraid to use their size. They will push you out of the way. Right? So rule of thumb here as a newbie, and I'm pretty much, it's good that I'm showing you departures and arrivals tonight, because I'm showing you tonight worst case scenario for a newbie, right? This is the absolute worst case scenario you will be facing here, what you see right now. That guy had some balls. It's good. I'm going to go into the middle. Got to fight it out here, get between these two buses. And now we're right pretty much in the middle of the main drag, heading to the bottom, heading towards Tom Bradley. On our right, still Southwest Airlines. Here you see an Enterprise bus. These are the buses that pick up on the center aisle. Our goal is to get into the curbside area, so I can drive you through. This is pretty good here, so I'll stick it out right here at the red light, and then work my way over as soon as it gets green. Just be super careful at all times for pedestrians. There is an opening on the far right. I doubt I will make that one. I will try. This guy's gonna fly off any second here. I can see it. No, they won't let you in. Can I get through there? Can I go through there? Thanks, buddy. Nice of you. Appreciate it. Cool. You say thank you to the guy. And now, that was a pretty cool maneuver. And now, at arrivals, these are mainly privates. I'll tell my clients, hey, they say, hey, I'm at 1H or I'm at 1J, right? A nice place to hang out and park if you're waiting for people in two, my friends, especially if you're your Uber SUV or Lyft SUV or the LUX luxury class and you have your TCP plates. You will see these guys. I bet you if I pull up behind this guy right here, right, this is definitely a TCP driver. There he is. See the TCP at the bottom left? So this is a limo driver who does exactly what I do. Sits at 2C, probably picking up at the end of 2 or picking up at 3, right? So we just left 1 southwest. We're going into 2, which is Delta Arrivals, right? And these guys here are all doing the waiting game. They will get kicked out sooner or later. I always do. I get kicked out. They will too. We're passing 2E right now. And we're at number 2 Aero Mexico, which is about 2F, right? 2F. Remember, folks, this is arrivals. People will be coming out with a lot of luggage here. Upstairs, it's Uber and Lyft, pick up and drop off. If I go to the far right here, let me just show you. Getting around these guys. I'm now still at 2, moving up to 2H. This is Delta, and right now we are getting to Virgin Atlantic. Virgin Atlantic is at about 2J, right? This guy here, I can see this BMW. Could be a limo, don't think so. It's picking up. We're going to get back into the mainstream here. Remember, we're now on the very inner circle curbside. The far outside, on the other side of that island there, it's a mess. It's a total fight. Those are usually shuttles, or let's let this guy in here. There we go. Go ahead, my friend. Let's be nice. So 2J, Virgin Atlantic. And then pretty much 2K, K for King. We have Delta again, Arrivals, so that you know that. Always police presence here at departures and arrivals. Always check the pedestrian crossings. Cops just wait. If you jump that and you have people coming across, they'll pull you over and citate you. Shuttle buses will pull over to the far right. There is a shuttle zone. They're marcated for the blue shuttles, but on the outside here you can see that center aisle. You'll mainly have the car rental companies picking up people. My far left here, there's a TCP Escalade black with a TCP number. He's picking up private clients. He passes us. We're now passing 2K on Delta. On the right here, you'll see these shuttle signs. That's usually where these guys pull in. You cannot stop there, right? You can absolutely not stop in these areas like a 2L. Impossible. And as you can see, they already put beacons out there. So here's the interesting thing. We're 13, almost 14 minutes into the video. All we really did is we dropped down from departures at 7. And we got into the mess, the traffic mess. You are now seeing the absolute worst case scenario of a busy night, right? This happens to be a Monday night. And to the far left, you will see these taxis there. One's trying to fight and get into our lane, and the others are trying to get out into that mainstream. We are still passing the terminals. I'm going to take you through all. Might be a long video. Arrivals might take longer than departures tonight, but I really want you to understand and see where all the terminals are, where you can stop and wait briefly, where you can pick up with Uber and Lyft upstairs at departures, where you can drop off with Uber and Lyft upstairs at departures, and where there are some really cool zones downstairs at arrivals You know, especially if you're doing the SUV or LUX class and you're a TCP driver, registered with the state of California, and you have your limo license, you really want to master the bottom section. It'll save you a lot of time and a lot of gas, burning up a lot of gas. And the main thing is to get those type of clientele in and out as fast as possible, right? So the guys passing me on my left there are all wearing in and out hats. Guess where they've been. And again, nothing much is moving here, as we can see. We're over at 2M now. Still Delta. We have a green light up front, so there might be some movement, but you still have cars trying to fight their way in. Not many openings, by the way, downstairs, so upstairs is easy. It's all open. You can cruise in and out curbside, but downstairs, because of all the shuttles, because of all the rental cars, you have the center aisle, which you don't have upstairs, so it becomes a battle. People trying to get in, people trying to get out. Now you understand why this airport is so poorly designed, because you drive into this horseshoe, right? Starting off here at Terminal 1 and 2. We haven't even passed 2, but we're hitting all the backlog. Everything's just backed up, and you're caught in a big mess that just pushes you further and further out. It starts opening up around Terminal 7 again as you exit. Gets a little bit quicker there, but Terminal 2, 3, and 4, I'd say it's worst case scenario, what you're seeing right here now. These cars on the right, they will be waiting there until they get kicked out. There's no airline entrances there. This is all under construction. The far right, where those walls are, those white walls, 2N. Coming up to 2Q and then 3A. Almost at Terminal 3. It's taken us over 19 minutes to reach Terminal 3 arrivals. So you got to factor in the time. You know, you can't arrive here and then have a private client, for example, who's arriving. Like I've private clients coming in at 10, right? It's now almost 9:40. By the time I'm on the other side, I've reached them in 10-15 minutes. So a lot of cars are exiting and getting out into that middle section. However, if you are forced to pick up someone at Terminal 3, Delta for example, this is the line that you have to be in, unfortunately. So this would be the last beacon here of 2, is 2Q for Queen. And then after this pedestrian crossing, we're at 3A for Apple. We've reached 3. So you got to factor in that time. Opening up the window, you can see how loud it's outside. Just to give you an idea, you'll hear a lot of horns honking, a lot of frustrated drivers, taxi drivers. You see a lot of taxi drivers pull in over here, fighting to get into 3. Now another possibility here on the far right, 3C, I can use that as a holding spot a little bit. If I'm waiting and my clients are texting me and they say, oh, we almost have our baggage, or our baggage is coming, I want to sit over here, right? And I'm mainly talking to SUV and LUX drivers. You want to sit here by 3C and slowly work your way. If you can buy time here, sit here until they kick you out. Usually these airport guys start walking towards you with flashlights. They'll flash you and they'll tell you, hey, get out. Now I'm going to try and get back in here at about 3D. Got to just muscle your way back in behind these taxis. We're now at 3E, which is still Delta. 3F coming up, also Delta. This guy here on the far right, that's a TCP. That's a limo driver. He probably drives for limo, Uber SUV, and Lyft SUV, right? Like I do. He works for a company. He's dressed in black and white. They have to wear a tie as well. Want to pick up any of these guys here, I can go into the far right. All of these people are waiting, and these are not rideshare people, because the rideshare people will be upstairs. These are private individuals, unless they're being picked up by an SUV or by a limo company. We're at 3G, which is still Delta. Pretty much after 3H, you can pull over into your right here. This is WestJet, right? We're reaching the bottom of the horseshoe bend. We still have Delta and we have WestJet pickup here. And now you'll see all this right-hand side, you'll usually see taxis. Be very careful here. They're very aggressive. They drive straight out. Look at this guy. Guarantee you. They'll drive in or they'll drive out. They don't care. Watch this guy go. But I'm going to be nice. I'm going to let him in. You're welcome. No thank yous. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Now we're at Arrivals at Tom Bradley. Here you see B1 on my right. Sometimes a good spot to meet people if they want a meeting spot and they're coming out of Arrivals at TB, Tom Bradley International. You can try and pick them up here at B1. So here at B, Air China, Avianca, British Airlines, Air New Zealand, Volaris, Avianca, Sichuan Airlines. These are just some of the first terminals at B. This guy's going to go out, see how they do it. Puts his hand out and he goes. Telling you, new rideshare drivers, this is who you have to watch the most. Taxi drivers. They think they own this airport. I mean, they've been here much longer than rideshare drivers, right? But they feel very, very entitled. I can tell you that. All of these guys are lining up, trying to pick up They can only do a pickup. They're not supposed to be waiting here on the far right. They will get funneled out. See, there's a guy flashing his light already. I saw that. He will kick them out. And we're going through Tom Bradley Arrivals. Again, always look out, especially here, for people at the pedestrian crossing. They just go across, right? Many of these people here are not quite familiar with our system. They're out-of-towners, tourists, and they just walk straight across. So be super careful. Even people running in between cars, keep your eyes on the lookout at all times. There we have an airport official. He will be waving people across. He'll probably edge me along. The far right, I'm passing Qantas, Qatar Airlines, Norwegian Airlines right at the end here. I'm at B8 right now, more or less at the end of B, and then we'll be heading. You can get out here on the left where these cars are. You can exit. This is a good exit spot. However, if you're continuing and you're going into American, we're now passing B10, and we will be getting into American right now. Taxis are usually right over here. This is, most of the time, this is a spot where I sit and wait for a while, right over here at 4C, if I can find a spot. Tonight it's insanely busy, so there's no openings. People that I'm picking up tonight are at JetBlue, so we're at 4C right now. 4B, it's all American Airlines coming up here on my right. I'm on the inner circle. In the middle again, you can see the island there. That guy's just exiting right there. This guy's trying to get in. And I'm buying time. I'm okay. I'm slowly working myself towards 6. Always be aware. These people don't use pedestrian. They'll just walk straight between your cars. I mentioned that earlier. This is... Come on, guys. Serious? Ay, look at this. In the middle, not only he's blocking 2 lanes. Like, this is a big no-no. Learn from this. This is exactly what you don't do. Right? This is straight up a fine if they would catch him. And now I have a feeling this guy's from New Mexico, so he has no clue how this works here. He's going to back up into the traffic. Oh my God. He did it. You want to close the door? Thanks, mate. I don't know what some people think. 30 minutes in and we've reached 4D. Insanity. Be aware they will always try and cross over last second and run in front of your car. I'm now going to buy myself some time and get right behind this guy as he moves out. Is he getting out? So I'll park right behind this police car until they kick me out, and they will kick me out soon. I'm working my way. I want to hit round about 10:05. I want to be at 6, so I'm going to back up and sit at 4 right now, hang out here for a while. I'll continue this video as I edge forward to 6. I don't want to waste your time, but it took us 31 minutes from top of departures, United Airlines at 7, dropping down and going through 1, 2, 3, Tom Bradley, and now at 4. Took us 31 minutes, folks, so factor that in.